So what time is it? 9:15 on June 10th. Her birthday will probably still be the 11th, right? Okay. I want to try to make a little video for Caia since Braylon has one, but I'm kind of behind. So I just wanted to sit down when I had a couple minutes and record this. This is not quite the labor and delivery video that I was intending to make or that I had planned to make. I loved having everything on video with Braylon, and that was my intention this time as well, but sometimes things don't always go as planned, and I think it's a little bit different when you go into spontaneous labor versus getting induced. And things were just crazy. I'm gonna try to be kind of quiet because Caia is sleeping right next to me. Braylon's trying to go to sleep. I just have a lot, and she's waking up. Oh boy, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to record this. Okay, maybe not. Okay, I'm back. All right, I'm gonna try to record this without anybody crying. Kaia's right next to me trying to go to sleep, and I want to record this before everything just like, I forget everything and it becomes just faded. And so it's still pretty fresh in my mind. I want to sit down, I want to record, I want to have something to look back on and remember everything, because Kaia's delivery was just crazy. At least for me it was. And I want to document it. I did get a little bit, like a little clip of me in the hospital, which I will include, but I didn't get anything. I was scheduled to be induced at 39 weeks and 1 day, which was Friday at 6 a.m. I kept having this feeling that I was gonna go early, and I was really trying to be mindful and be careful and like not, do too much. And I just wanted to make it to my induction date because I had everything prepped and planned, and my mom was going to come watch Braylon, and my mom lives like an hour away, and so it just would have been really hectic and crazy if I had gone into spontaneous labor, especially in the middle of the night. Like, what if I couldn't get a hold of her? And so the induction was scheduled, and so I was hoping to make it to that date, but some things happened. So I'll kind of start it off where it began, which was Thursday. I was 39 weeks exactly, went in for my 39-week appointment. My doctor checked me, just kind of wanted to see how I was progressing. Sorry, I have to keep an eye on Braylon. What is she doing? It's crazy. And then Kaia's about to wake up. Anyways, so I went to my 39-week appointment. She wanted to make sure that I was progressing, make sure I didn't need like a Foley balloon or anything like that. The appointment went great. I was a good 3 centimeters, and she said, I don't need a Foley. We'll see you at 6 a.m. We'll start you off with Pitocin. We'll break your water, all of that. So I was like, good, that's perfect. And I can't remember if I put this in my 39-week update video, but I guess the baby's hand was like above her head like this, and when the doctor went to do my cervical check, she said that the baby's hand was in the way, and so she just like moved it out of the way, which to me is crazy that she can feel that and everything. But anyways, she moved her hand out of the way. I don't know if it was because of the hand thing or just a cervical check or just coincidence of timing, but I feel like that appointment started everything. When I got home from that appointment, I started having just like mild cramps. I do know that they say that some spotting and cramps are normal after cervical check, so I didn't really think anything of it. I just tried to rest and get everything kind of ready for the next day. This was probably around like noon, and I think around like 4 p.m. I thought, let me just call the OB and make sure that having cramps is normal. I know spotting is normal, but I just want to make sure having cramps is normal. Like, I'm sure it's fine. I called. She said, yeah, it's totally normal. Do you feel like they're coming in waves and they're getting stronger? And I was like, no, I just kind of feel like they're consistent, like just consistent cramps. And she's like, yeah, it's probably just from the cervical check. If you get any contractions or feel anything that gets stronger or comes in waves, then give us a call. So I was like, okay. Then at 5 o'clock, I was like, I don't think they're coming in waves, but let me just time them and see if there's any pattern, because to me, it felt like they were just coming on consistently and they weren't super strong. It was just like cramps. And so at 5 o'clock, I started timing them using the contractions app, and it looks like they were about a minute long, and they were coming every like 4 to 5 minutes, which, you know, I didn't feel like they were coming in waves, but when I sat there and paid attention to it, like they kind of were. And again, I just thought, like, I've never really had contractions before, so this just feels like cramps. It's probably nothing. I don't want to go all the way to the hospital just to turn around and come back and then come back the next day at 6 in the morning. So I called the OB again just to make sure, and I told them that they were, you know, a minute long, 5 minutes apart. And she's like, do you feel like they're getting stronger? And I said, I don't think so. I just think they're like a 2 out of 10 pain. And she's like, okay, like if they get stronger or more consistent, then let us know, because it's normal for moms, you know, as they get closer to labor, to have like false labor, like contractions that are consistent, but they're mild and they don't get stronger. So I said, okay, so I just need to make sure they don't get stronger. Like, that's how I would know. And she said, yeah, if they get stronger or closer together, then that's real labor. So I said, okay, I'll just pay attention. And I really didn't think anything of it. And I kind of felt like they were like, this was at, I don't remember what time. I think I started all of this around like 4:30, but I called 3 times, and I think that was at like 6. And she said, give it like an hour, and if they're not getting stronger, don't worry about it, but if they are, just come in and get checked. And I said, okay, I'll give it an hour. My biggest thing was I've never felt contractions before, really. I've only delivered 1 baby, and I was induced, so it was just different. So I waited around, and I kind of was like trying to pay attention to if they hurt more, because, you know, like I said, the first ones were all like 2 out of 10. And then it was kind of like, yeah, this is kind of like a 3 out of 10, but they're still so mild. Like, this can't be contractions. I just started kind of paying attention, and at the time we were about to put Braylon down for bed. And so I went in there and we were reading her a story, and I was on the floor, and I was like, man, I don't know, like these are getting kind of painful. And I just told my husband, I'm like, I'm just gonna go in. I'd rather just go in now that it's early, have them check me out, say you're good to go home, and have enough time to come home and get a full night's rest before we check in tomorrow for my induction at 6 in the morning, instead of me waiting and then going in at like midnight or something. So I was like, it's fine, I'll go in. I'll drive myself, because I don't want to have my mom come all the way only for me to be sent home, and then her have to go home and then come back the next day at like 5 in the morning. So I said, it's fine. If it's anything, I'll call you and you can meet me there. No reason to go through all of this trouble if they're not real. So this was at 6:30 p.m. Put Braylon down, said goodnight to her, got my things, and went to the hospital. Finally thought that I should come in because they were getting stronger, but I really didn't think anything of it. And so I drove myself here. It was on the way that I was thinking, okay, I think this is real. They're getting stronger. And I called my husband probably 2 or 3 times. And I was like, they're getting stronger. Like, they're painful. I don't know if this is it. I don't know if this is real, but they are getting stronger, because these are pretty painful. And at the house, they were just like mildly painful. Like I said, at the beginning, they were like a 2 or a 3 out of 10. And these were starting to get to be like 5 out of 10. Okay, so I get to the hospital. It's now 7 p.m. As I'm sitting in the waiting room, I'm like almost in tears because they are coming on strong and they're coming on more frequent. They're pretty painful. Just, it went from, you know, a 2 out of 10 to like a 6 out of 10 so fast. I kind of had a feeling that this could be it, but I didn't know. So they checked me in. They checked to see how dilated I was. They said I was 6 centimeters dilated. Like, what? In my head, I said, this is it. Like, this is it. We're doing it. We're having a baby tonight. Oh my gosh, like, this is crazy. I call my husband, tell him he needs to come down here. He calls my mom, so have to wait for all of that. I'm scared because I'm in pain. I wasn't expecting any of this. I was expecting to go into my appointment tomorrow and like slowly progress and get an epidural before any pain started and everything. So I'm in there by myself with all these nurses and everyone getting me checked in and whatever, and my husband's not there yet. And I just asked, like, when can I, that means I can get an epidural, right? I'm 6 centimeters, I can get an epidural. They said, yeah, let's get an IV in you. Once you get half the bag done, you can have an epidural. They couldn't find the vein on me. I think they were trying for, I honestly don't know, but it felt like forever. Probably 45 minutes. And they couldn't find my vein to give me the IV. So I had to wait an hour and a half before I got an epidural. 7:45 rolls around, my husband arrives, he's there, great. I am in so much pain. So much pain. Like, probably 9 or 10 out of 10. It escalated that fast. Okay, so 7:45 he arrives, right? Now, what was next? They finally can give me an epidural at 8:30 p.m. Hour and a half of freaking excruciating pain, wanted to throw up. Like, it was just horrible. I mean, you have to think, if I checked in at 7 p.m. and I was 6 centimeters, what was I by the time the epidural actually kicked in? I mean, 8 centimeters? I don't know. I went a long time without any medicine, and I have such a low pain tolerance that, like, I said, as soon as I hit the minimum centimeters, give it to me. I can't deal with that pain. They gave me the epidural at 8:30, but it didn't kick in until about 9:15. So that was hard. So how many hours is that? At least 2 hours in excruciating pain. At least my husband was there. I wasn't alone. They said, okay, you got the epidural. We're going to give you some Pitocin, give you the peanut ball. Just relax, take a little nap, and then, you know, we'll kind of check you in a few hours. And my guess was the baby was probably going to be here sometime around like early morning, maybe 2, 3, 4 a.m. the next day. So I said, okay, good. Epidural's in, we're good, let's hang out. And then now, the epidural kicked in, and now it's 9:15, and we're just gonna relax. This is our room and our TV. How's your bed?
It's good.
You're gonna sit on that side?
Yeah.
You excited
So excited.
to meet Caia?
I am.
Shocked?
A couple hours now, probably.
Yeah, I would say early morning would be my guess.
Yeah.
I'm shaking so bad.
You did so good.
30 minutes go by, and one of the nurses one of the nurses brings in the OB just to check me, just to see where I'm at around, like, I don't know, 9:30, 9:45, so not much longer. And she checks me. She goes, checks, and she goes, oh, I need to get dressed. This baby's coming. And she must have just felt something, but what I did forget to mention is at 9, when they gave me the Pitocin and the peanut ball, they also broke my water. So that's at 9 p.m. They broke my water. Last baby, just a little side note, last baby from the time they broke my water to the time the baby was here was 12 hours. So I was expecting roughly 6 hours. They say about half the time, right? Okay, so what time? So anyways, yes, 9:30, 9:45, they check me. She's like, I need to get dressed. This baby is coming. You're at 10 centimeters. You're fully ready to go. And I said, what? What? How did I go from 6 to 10 that fast? You just gave me the epidural like 45 minutes ago, or I've just started to feel it 45 minutes ago. How is this possible? How is this happening so fast? And so I was at 10 centimeters. They said, okay, like, we're going to push. And I think she said I did like 2 sets of pushes. Yeah, 2 sets of pushes. And by the second set, she was here. That fast. She was born at 9:56 p.m. And I think I started pushing at like 9:45. My epidural was kicking in. They broke my water at 9 p.m. That was 1 hour. That's like so crazy, so fast. Like, I've heard of people having fast labors, and I know the second one comes faster, but like she was ready. So it was a whirlwind. It went so fast. I didn't get any pictures. I didn't get any video besides like that one clip. And I sat there the whole time afterwards just thinking, I was in shock. Like, I almost didn't make it to the hospital. I almost wasn't going to come in. I was trying to make it until my appointment so my OB could deliver me. My husband almost didn't make it. I almost didn't have an epidural, because you have to think, like I said, like, I went from a 6 centimeter to a 10 centimeter within like 2.5 hours. And for a majority of that, the epidural wasn't even either in or had kicked in yet. So to me, it's a crazy labor story. I'm sure there's been crazier, I know. But I guess just for me, when I wasn't planning, I just thought it was going to go so different. And I just didn't expect me to have that quick of a labor. Hi, pretty girl. Is that a smile? Oh. Hi. Hey, Caia. Oh. I had every intention on recording the entire process yesterday / would have been today. But baby girl had other plans. I barely got anything on video yesterday. It is it is what it is. Everything went so fast that I'm just lucky that I made it here. So we're here. It's June 11th. I would be probably getting my water broken right now, but she's here and we're just relaxing, recovering, eating, and hanging out. When I was talking to the nurses the next day, they're like, yeah, I really feel like second time moms should, like, they need to be aware. Like, if you feel anything, if you think anything with even just like the smallest thought that you might be in labor, just come in and get checked, because it's that fast. And I said, I really didn't think I was in labor. People always say, oh, you'll know. I didn't know. I literally did not know until it was way too late. Not too late, I was fine, but if I had gotten to the hospital at 4 p.m. when I was thinking there might be contractions, I would have gone in at, like 4 centimeters, would have had an epidural in before they got too strong, would have been totally different. And so I definitely think people should know that, because honestly, the contractions I was having, it did not feel like contractions. They felt like mild cramps. It kind of felt like I had to pee or poop, but I didn't. It was like my lower abdomen and my lower back, but it felt weird, but it didn't feel like contractions and what people describe. And so it was crazy. Honestly, so fast. I wish I would have gotten it on video, but I was seriously in so much pain, and by the time I got out of pain, which is when I recorded that clip, the baby came 30 minutes later. 30 minutes later. So it's just been a whirlwind. I really wanted just to kind of record something and just record what happened, because to me it was crazy and it's exciting and it was awesome, and thank God, like, I'm healthy, she's healthy, everyone's good, and thank God I made it to the hospital and didn't have a baby in the car. But I feel like it's so surreal, and I was shocked for so long. I just didn't believe it, and I wanted to get it on tape like I did last time and have everything recorded, and things just don't always work out as planned, but kind of wanted to like sit down and record something for me to look back on and remember what had happened that day. I literally put Braylon down to sleep at 6:30 p.m., gave birth to her sister by 10 p.m. My husband came home the next morning before she even woke up for the day. Like, it was crazy, and this isn't quite how I wanted to do my labor video, but I'm sitting here with Caia, Braylon's still going to sleep, and I'm just in this room, and I just wanted to sit down and record something because that was a crazy experience. And I love hearing labor stories like that. I just think it's so amazing how every labor is so unique. Everyone's situation is so different. Every baby comes into the world in their own unique way, and it's just, I love hearing labor stories. I think they're so cool, and they're so unpredictable. You literally can't plan for anything. But we're safe, we're healthy. Let me show you Caia. This is what I'm currently doing right now. Have Braylon on the monitor because she's still going to sleep. Unpacking our hospital bag. We have Simba right there, of course. And then Caia sleeping away. I'm just glad that it's done and that we're here and we're healthy and we're home, and that I'm not pregnant anymore, because that was really hard. It's so much easier dealing with Braylon now than being pregnant. Now what I'm trying to do is just navigate life with 2 under 2 and managing my time and kind of getting into the groove with like how our day goes and how we do things and stuff like that. So that's my labor and delivery video, but we're here, we're healthy, 2 under 2, 2 daughters, and I just feel really lucky and blessed that we're healthy and that everything went as smoothly as it could have. I just wanted to record something, have something to look back on, and this is Caia Nicole.